coming out of Excrucio. They got the Glaive, the Taka, and of course they rounded out with the Adagio. Their Hammer's Velocity, pretty solid lineup themselves with that Arden, the Sky, and the Black Feather. I think really balanced compositions when you look at it back and forth, but Excrucio, with the way they've been playing, I would be shocked that they don't win this game.
Yeah, no, definitely. We have to pay out attention for Aloha in the Sky this one because most likely Excrucio will be diving onto Sky. If he dives first, it's going to be very hard.
It's going to be hard indeed. Let's go ahead and see what's going to happen right now. Can Excrucio close it out? We throw it to our casters for potentially the last time right now. Four-Court Jester and Sona. Take it away, guys.
All right, thanks so much, my favorite human-ish. So it's Dr. Sona. This is a 2-0. Halcyon Hammers is definitely looking a little bit more on the back foot. They do get Sky and D'Enzio. It's a Black Feather, and this has been a winning combination for them before.
Yeah, such a good combination. Like, Black Feather works really well with the Arden as well, so Sky, Aloha hasn't shown us a Sky yet, so I'm looking forward to that one, but D'Enzio on the Black Feather is so powerful. However, I Love Joseph has Taco again. You've got Ezodox on the Glaive, the roaming Glaive. You've got Adagio alongside that Taco. Like, you've got a very good lineup coming out from Excrucio as well.
Yeah, and it almost seems like these guys are invincible. It doesn't seem to matter what they run, but I Love Joseph and that Taka. He makes these things happen. D'Enzio doesn't know Taka's there, of course. Well, I
does now.
Walks out of the
does
bush.
now.
Thanks, D'Enzio. But still, I mean, I'm still rather uncertain which way this will go. Aloha is not going weapon, so it's not double crystal, and it's not double weapon for velocity, but it does. I have to assume it's just gonna be 1-1 for Joseph and Old School as well.
Yeah, you'd assume that. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a weapon Adagio, so it would be a very interesting build if you did.
You won't see it
decide
here. You might see it if you ladder, but you're not gonna see it.
That's true.
I mean, I've done Crystal Saw, Weapon Saw. I've done Carry Weapon Arden. Like it's fun times, but you're not gonna see it at this high level. It doesn't bring enough to the table.
Doesn't, and Ezodox will just stay in that lane for a little bit to keep that Adagio safe for now. I Love Joseph gonna buy up. Gets a double light shield again. Like, is that just his build from now on? It's like, oh yeah, I'm playing Taka. You know what? I should get aggressive early items. Double light shield. Excellent.
Well, I Love Joseph getting double shield and noticing that Aloha is triple crystal bit, or at least he's gonna know that fairly soon. Tells me he wants to kind of find him in the jungle, try 1v1, look for those engages, and well, they are looking for engages, that's for sure.
Already jumping onto D'Enzio under that turret. They'll get some damage down. I Love Joseph will once again go back, farm up the one camp that's up in his jungle, and come back into the lane in just a few minutes, probably.
Well, we're gonna have to see what route he wants to take. Velocity is going to be ahead just a little bit in cash, but we catch up now with the farm as Old School. He's going to be working towards that alternating current. Seems to be a pretty standard thing these days for our Adagios, at least here in this qualifier. And Aloha is going to hit level 4. He is looking at the top place for the race to the end. I Love Joseph is a very close contender at level 4 himself. Will he be able to steal farm? Even going to try? Might try.
Might get one. Yeah, he gets one. Nicely done.
Now that went to Aloha.
Oh, I thought I Love Joseph got it.
If it pops up blue, it goes with blue team.
Oh.
Ooh yeah, knowledge. Either way, Excrucio.
You got all the knowledge.
Yeah, I've been doing this a little bit now, you know? I got tenure. You can call me the professor. Don't call me the professor, that's terrible.
Oh, I'm going to call you the professor from now
No,
on.
what have I done? Alright.
Professor Jester.
Professor Jester. Yeah. Has a nice ring to it. Of course, I learned from Professor Rome. So.
Yeah, but Rome's always wrong, isn't he?
Let's not go there right now. I just gave him some accolades. 0-0 for the score, and coming into the 4 minutes, it's really just going to be battle of keep our carry safe. That's why Veins and Ezodox are not really going too far from the field here.
It's something we see a lot. You just get your Roma up here, protect that laner for a little while, let your jungler just get some free experience in the jungle by themselves, especially about the 3 to 5 minute mark tends to be what happens in these games. However, there's a 3-man roaming into the jungle. Velocity trying to catch that I Love Joseph. He'll just go back up towards his lane and stick around with his team for a little while.
Well, they stole one of those minions, but that's about it. I Love Joseph, as a solo jungler, he does have that heal with the box, but overall, like, he can clear it very quickly. just by himself because of his mortal something, mortal strike, mortal coil, whatever his
Mortal
passive is.
strikes.
The House of Tabua, I think. If you want to go into the lore and the actual thing of it, but yeah. So with our junglers kind of doing their thing, I wouldn't expect to see any kind of big aggression until level 6.
Yeah, that's what we've seen in the last couple of games as well. Level 6 is so powerful, especially on heroes like Arden. You know, it just gives you a huge advantage. Dienzio as well will want that Rhodes offensive to help out in these team fights, and then Excrucio is so strong on the Taka. So both these teams really do want to wait for that level 6 power spike.
Yeah, it's probably just going to be, the slow and steady race. That's the Excrucio calling card almost at this point as well. Pick up armor, get level 6, then go for fights. And Ezidox is going to find Aloha.
It does stun him into the wall, but the Vanguard is there. Death from above will stun up that Ezidox, and Ezidox actually might be the first target here. No. I Love Joseph does jump in with the Excrucio. He's going to try and get some damage down onto Veins, but needs to be a bit careful because the forward barrage does come out from Aloha and will just knock them back for now. I Love Joseph trying to position off towards the side. Really think he's being a bit over aggressive there if he decides to go in for anything. Aloha and Veins will pop out. Going to try and put the pressure down on to Aloha. Jumps in with the Excrucio. Not quite going to have enough damage. Yes, he is! That was a surprising amount of damage coming out from the Taka right at the end as he jumps underneath the turret and picks up the first kill of the game.
And that is why people fear the I Love Joseph and Taka in general. So they get the kill. They've broken kind of the 0-0. They're going to get this back farm. Good call from Dienzio. He saw this happening. He said, all right, I'm just going to go into the jungle, take over the lane. Sky very likely just go straight to it for Aloha so they can capitalize on those last hits. Dienzio might drop. Nope, he's going to be very safe about it. He is going to head home in a bush. So he does equal out the farm, but the kill does actually remain as the sole point in the game to Excrucio.
I feel like Excrucio could have gone for the gold mine there as well. I know it's not completely stacked up, but a half stack gold mine is better than no gold mine at all. They decide against it, and I Love Joseph will jump in once again, try to use that bush for a bit of vision control. We'll just back away. Nicely done by him to escape that. And Zilok's still not 6 as well.
He held on to his chitin, which I think was really smart right there. He didn't kind of reveal all the cards in his hand, but now they're trailing, and Aloha, I mean, they have a timer on those backs. They know when it's going to be showing up, and Veins just in the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah, he is. Usually your own jungle is the right neighborhood to be in, but at the moment I Love Joseph has full control over it, and now Excrucio will take away these camps once again.
Well, Aloha actually got the big guy.
Yeah.
Joseph will get the back. Now, the bigger question is, Dienzio has not gone walkabout, so he's not going to get into the back for the own steal. So this is going to be the first of the real counter jungling going back and forth. Aloha, no, you are in the wrong place, my friend.
Yeah, Ezidox, beautiful afterburn across the wall there to try and get the damage down, and Aloha will go and fall. I Love Joseph jumps in again onto Dienzio, and now Veins not in the best of positions. It's still 8 seconds on that afterburn, so not quite going to have the time to jump in yet, but good pressure here by Excrucio. Once again, they pull away to an early lead.
If Joseph is going to be waiting literally just to catch Dienzio or Veins, then I'm going to be super impressed with his patience. But I think he is just going to give that one up, because if we go shopping, there is a very full gold mine ready to roll. And they know that Aloha has to trek all the way back to the mid. So this is a prime time to take it. Dienzio, we can see, is actually now finally going to go into those backs. But picking up the backs versus the gold mine, well, the gold mine will win that trade.
Especially with such a big gold mine as well. 296 gold each. That's
shy of 900.
886 gold. 888, sorry.
There you go. Caster math. The Dienzio does get those backs. I Love Joseph shows up, so he's going to have something of an idea of the timing. But, Veins, he's trying to freeze out this lane. Sky is going to have to come up to give it. Or are they going to give it over to Dienzio? No. Well, Aloha will get one. The rest will go to Dienzio.
Yeah, that one was really important.
I guess it was, because now he's going to go back and he picks up some, some light shields, no, some light armor. So a little bit of tankiness is going to come in. Aloha buying it this early on shows that they're definitely a little afraid of the turtle shell here.
I wonder how far I Love Joseph is actually away from that Solar Blade. Oh, as I say, he picks it up.
Not far at all, sir. Now,
That's
9 minutes, that's a little late, but at the same time, if you look at his items, he has a coat of arms and that double shield. So 9 minute Solar Blade is actually pretty impressive.
And double, he's got the alternating current on his team as well. Good gauntlet down there, and here comes the burst. It's going to put the pressure down. Veins is the target. Dienzio now not in the best of positions, but they're going to take down Old School.
Wow.
No, they're not, because he survives as he backs away. The first kill goes down. good afterburn as well. They're going to turn onto Aloha. The last man left standing there is the jump in by I Love Joseph. The turret's still quite healthy here. It's not that low-hanging fruit you love to talk about, but they're going to try and get onto Aloha. Here he is. It's Azadok's going to tank it up now. I Love Joseph gets the kill. Great little fight once again by Excrucio. 6 kills to 0. Is this going to be a perfect game from them?
Well, the first game was 1 death. The second game, I'm calling it 1 death because it was actually 4, but they still lost with that push. If they actually go 0 death in this game, Excrucio has actually evolved their play to a perfect situation.
Quite possible. Like, the way they're playing at the moment is beautiful to watch. So precise in the team fights. They know exactly when they can fight around these power spikes. Like there, they waited for alternating current and the solo blade, and then they were like, yep, we can fight now. We've got fountain as well. This is when we want to fight. We've just captured a gold mine. We're so far ahead. And now they'll probably wait a little bit. They've got the broken myth as well completed onto old school, but probably wait a little bit until they get their next item spike and then have another fight. It just works so well for them.
Dienzio's even gone so far to get a weapon infusion. Like, he needs as much of a punch as he can afford. And that fight, I mean, old school didn't die. He had the heal for himself.
Yeah.
And as Azadok with that fountain. Absolutely astounding that we just didn't have enough to bust through that armor. The heal, the reflex block, like, there is so many good things going for Excrucio in this fight. And again, if they do evolve this to a perfect game, I'm a little afraid.
Goldmine is the target here. Dienzio goes low. Goldmine will go across towards Dienzio and Velocity. Now they're going to fight, actually, really good fight onto Old School, who will go down. No longer a perfect game, and her Velocity actually have a great position on this fight. I Love Joseph trying to do what he can, but 2 members of the team already gone down. It's no longer perfect for Excrucio. I Love Joseph will survive. They lost the Goldmine as well, but shouldn't lose too much more off this push. Might lose this turret.
Yeah, turret is definitely going to go down. They have all 3 here with a creep wave. There's nothing I Love Joseph can do. He can't jump into the back. Signs of life from Velocity. Now it's starting to get a little bit more interesting because they closed that gap a little bit. We were looking at what, 3 to 4,000 gold. Now we're looking at just a little bit over 1. So now things are starting to heat up, almost at the 12-minute mark.
It's the best minute mark. We've talked about this many a time. Yeah, 12 minutes is the best time in this game.
12 minutes. So many things happened in this game at 12 minutes. Astounding. Astounding. All right, so what do we do from here? We got ourselves a turret, a fight, some gold. I would definitely try to spend as much of that as you can. Aloha definitely doing that. Empties out his coffers. And now, you know, if you can rinse repeat, if you can catch him with their pants down, Excrucio can bleed. They're not those almighty gods.
Yep, they definitely can. We've seen the previous champions bleeding already. TSM only getting 3rd position in this qualifier. Old School's target, but I Love Joseph comes in from the back. And look at the damage coming down onto Dienzio. He survives for a long period of time. They will get the counter kill onto Old School, and now Vane's doing what he can to get I Love Joseph off the map, but not quite able to do it. And 7 kills to 3. It's 1-for-1 trading now for both these teams.
Wonder if we have enough of a foothold to bring this one back. Velocity showing good signs of life. They are going to find Joseph here as well. I don't quite think there's enough movement to get Aloha up there. Needs something to Surrey strike, so they're going to give that one up, go back to farming, try to deny as much farm as they can, and ultimately, I mean, if they are now starting to trade 1-for-1, Dienzio had to do a heck of a lot of work to get that kill on top of Old School. Again, the defensive turtle shell is very hard to breach from Excrucio, but if they can keep trading out and getting Aloha farmed and stacked, there's way more armor on the field than light armor or light shield. So Aloha would definitely be kind of the guy that I would peg to carry this out.
At what point do Velocity start winning these fights though? At the moment they're drawing even. They did get that 1 win earlier on. Got the the bone saw finished on Dienzio as well, so he's going to be doing even more damage in these fights. But do they start winning as soon as they can melt down Old School, or is I Love Joseph still the main target for that?
If they can ever catch Old School in an get an early kill in a fight on Old School, then yeah, we are going to fold here from Excrucio. If they keep getting long and drawn out and 1-for-1s, it's still not so bad because Velocity, if you can trade out 1-for-1 with a team that is ahead, has momentum, and has 2 games on you, that is still going to be good for your mentality and your wallet because you are going to be slowly keeping yourself at least on parity, if not higher. So the big thing is, can they kill Old School quickly? If they can start turning this around pretty easily. If they can't, but still trade 1-1, might be a longer game, but they're not out of it.
Looks like Excrucio will give up this gold miner. Immense payout there for Velocity. Pick up 223 gold each, which, as you can do the maths, 669 gold for the team.
Love the fact
Pretty
that
good
you
for
can
them.
do that. I just love the fact that you can do that. Once you start casting long enough, we just say, oh, it's the wrong math, it's caster math. Yeah. Now you're putting us all to shame.
But it's just ×3 though, isn't it? Like,
Shame!
so, let me get my bell out so we can have some mathematical shame bell.
I need more cowbell. Alright, 7-3 for score. That's a double infusion from I Love Joseph. With the Kraken coming up, this is kind of
Yeah,
like,
that's
this is
big.
the break point. If we don't lose out immediately here, then Velocity might actually have enough of a foothold to drag this out into a win.
And the gold lead is only 600. It's not big at all. I mean, you've got
That's what
double
I mean.
Atlas Pauldron and a metal jacket actually finished on old school here as well, so he's just going full tanky for himself. But if they can...
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
there's the gold. That's huge. That is
That's-
absolutely massive.
Yeah, Velocity not so happy with the result of that one. They do got a flare out, so Ezidox is noticed. I Love Joseph coming in there as well. Despite the fact that Old School's nowhere near them, I don't think this Kraken's going to go for Velocity anytime soon.
Old School's waited to get double infusion here as well, so this is such a strong Excrucio lineup, especially with that gauntlet down. Look at that, I Love Joseph jump straight back into Dienzio. He does get stunned up for a second, but Dienzio is going to go so low. A good death from above will lock them out, but Dienzio's had to retreat all the way away. I Love Joseph pushes forwards onto Veins, and now going to try and get onto that backline once again. Aloha goes very low, Dienzio goes down as well. There's the burst, and it's a 1-for-1 trade already. Veins jumps in onto I Love Joseph, but it's 2-for-1, and it's a great fight for Excrucio. They pick up 3 members, they pick up the ace, and only lose 1 in exchange.
And the bigger thing is that Kraken is still right for the taking. I Love Joseph can easily just solo it down. We got that push coming in here from Old School as well. That's a turret. That's more cash into the pockets of Old School and crew. And this actually could be it right here. The fact that Old School survived, was full health basically by the end of it, and did so much in that fight is exactly the reason we keep telling you have to kill Old School. Dienzio trading himself for Ezidox was not the trade that they were looking for whatsoever.
Not at all. It's a great trade. They're going to pick up the Kraken eventually as well. Needs to be
Eventually,
a little bit,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I-
old school.
yeah, I was
can
gonna say,
help. Oh,
I'm-
there's the pause.
I don't know what Old School is doing. This is not an advanced scouting trick by any means. And with three of the Hammers Esports coming in, that could have actually been disastrous. That could have actually been a big point of the game. But what do you guys think back at the desk? Rome, Humanist? Like, I still think that Hammers Velocity might still be in this.
Oh, I think, definitely you can never count out Hammer's Velocity. And I even felt bad, like, how quickly I predicted that I thought Excrucio would walk away with this. But it speaks more to what Excrucio is accomplishing, I think, than how I feel about Velocity. Because I think Velocity, an incredible team, you can't count them out right now. They could come back, win this game. But Excrucio, I think all of the factors are really lining up for them to win.
They're just not playing with any fear. They're very confident in themselves, and they know exactly what to do. It's like they have a clear path ahead of them. Whereas, Velocity seems to have gotten a little bit clouded. They weren't too certain for, like, especially during the direction of their dives, during their invades. There wasn't too much, just knowing exactly what to do and when to do it on their end.
Yeah, I think hesitation.
That's a good word for it.
Definitely
Hesitation.
And we saw this, and like Rome and I are sitting here watching these matches, and we see Velocity grouping up in a bush, and they sit there for a little while, and it's like, okay, they're waiting for that opportunity to engage. Well, that opportunity doesn't come, and then at some point you have to decide, okay, well, we need to get back and farm, but that wasn't happening either. They're just sitting there. So
Okay, but yeah, back to
Guys.
the action.
hop into game.
Yep. Kraken has
Alright.
been unleashed, got taken down there by Excrucio, and now the fight has started. Old School gets taken out. It's a great fight for Velocity. They're going to go for I Love Joseph as well, who does get taken out. Velocity really turned this one on its head. Ezidox is going to try and retreat, but Aloha should be able to chase him down. There's no way he gets away. With the Kraken spawning, though, it's been summoned, but it's going to get taken out here by Velocity for nothing, really.
Well, maybe a turret. No, that turret was already dead, wasn't it?
Yeah, they got the turret.
So, yeah, almost nothing. Now, again, like, I gotta think that disconnect, that pause, that could have
Yeah.
been a huge moment for it. And Velocity now getting themselves that ace, and the Kraken, they're gonna swing the gold into their favor. And once more, if you keep trading 1-1, you drag it on, you can come back. If you get an ace and a Kraken and they got nothing out of it, there's a huge chance Velocity is finally going to put a point on the board.
Yeah, quite definitely. I mean, they've got the opportunity here. Can they do it is the big question. Excrucio do still have a good position. Their problem being, of course, all their infusions have run out. And now Velocity pick up a huge amount of gold to get themselves back into this game. You've got Eve of Harvest already completed on that Sky. You've got Broken Myth on her as well. You've got the Aegis. You've got a Crystal Infusion waiting to be popped. There's huge item spikes, really, for Velocity that we haven't been seeing in the previous games.
Yeah, because normally the games don't actually go this long. I mean, we had, what, a 20-minute, 12-second, whatever it was, Mr. Numbers there. But coming into this one, like swinging that gold, there's also another factor at play here, and that's going to be the psychological factor, because Hammers Esports Velocity are now going to be surging with adrenaline, and they're going to be thinking that, yeah, we can do this. And Excrucio, like, unless they have Years of Steel, they're going to be flipping.
Yeah, I Love Joseph jumps back in. There's the verse, and I Love Joseph will go very, very low because he got caught in the gauntlet. They're going to jump back in. It's a great fight for Velocity. I Love Joseph should go down in the backline here. He will survive for just a moment, but not for very much longer. Velocity are going to clean up shop here. They win the fight. They should be able to take the turret as well if they want to. They'll turn back and get that one. It's a great fight for Velocity.
Kraken should be up sometime just after the 20-minute mark, which means you can probably push in here. There's still 20 seconds on death timer, so grab that second turret, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to swing through, get the turret, clean up as much farm as they can. They all are basically rolling in the dough, and they're going to go shopping, probably pick up more infusions or finish up any items, and then it's going to be time to try to close this one out and for a point to Hammers Esports Velocity.
Yeah, they'd be the first point that Excrucio have had scored against them since last week, I think. I don't even think they lost a game last week, so it would be first point for this entire qualifier.
Dropping a game, yeah. I am not aware of them dropping a game.
Huge.
I'm a little surprised they didn't actually take more farm out of the jungle. I mean, there's not really any kind of huge rush. There's the 20-minute mark, and that's the Kraken. Booyah. But, I mean, Excrucio's not leaving base, so I'm a little surprised they didn't take the jungle. It doesn't matter because Excrucio's not really going to take it anyways, but do or die time, one more. Halcyon Hammers is not doing it.
Yep, no, they're going for the pressure onto I Love Joseph. The gauntlet comes down. I Love Joseph will get melted away here by Halcyon Hammers. The Velocity will just destroy them, and look at that. Ezodoc's trying to dodge through that gauntlet, not going to be able to survive. 2 members already taken out from the side of Excrucio, and Velocity are going to push for the win. They're not even going to get the Kraken. Just going to try and take these Vein Crystals down.
They don't need it.
Turrets down. And then
They are going to go for the Vein Crystals too, sir. Absolutely, 100%.
Well, just the one.
Well, hey, if you can take more than one, then you can put more than 1 point on the board, right? So this is just the beginning of the push. If they can take this game, and they're definitely going to, this is now a 2-1 in a best of 5. Velocity is not out of this one yet, and that means that they're going to have a huge surge of momentum, adrenaline, and again, like when you turn the tables like that on a team, you have to have nerves of steel to not screw up. And Velocity, I think now they're going to be riding some kind of proper train into game 4.
Yeah, it's huge for them. I mean, it's absolutely massive that they managed to turn that on its head. Perhaps a little bit unfortunate for Excrucio, but they're doing a really good job for Velocity to get back into that, because it was quite easy for them just to give up on that game after they fell so far behind.
Now I'm going to let you in on a secret here, Dr. Sona.
Yeah, man.
Every time D'Enzio gets a black feather, he wins the game.
Every time.
Today has been what? This is going to be game 4 plus 2 earlier from D'Enzio. So yeah, of 6 games, every time he's had a black feather, he's won.
That's some quick math.